Welcome to my channel, Life in the God Lane. I'm Tom West. This is a power verse for the day for March 27th, 2022. And I hope you'll subscribe to my channel, hit the bell so you get notified every time I put something out. Give me thumbs up, make comments, share this with someone. It could be very meaningful to them and help me get it out to as many people as I can. I call this message Freed from Fear and Sealed for Daddy. And it's from Romans 8, verse 15. Almost 65 years ago, it would have been in July of 1957, I went forward at a service on the rocks at Camp Christian in Prescott, Arizona. I was 8 years old. The preacher was a man named Tom Bishop, my grandfather. He took my confession of faith, and that was on a Friday, and on Sunday, he baptized me at the Willow Street Church of Christ in Prescott, Arizona. I converted to Christ. Converted to Christ. When I converted to Christ, I received the Holy Spirit into my life, just like everybody else who converts to Christ. Look at Romans 8, verse 15. It says, "For you did not receive a spirit that makes you a slave again to fear, but you received the spirit of sonship, and by him we cry, Abba, Father." That is a powerful, life-transforming verse. Two massive issues are identified. First, what that spirit is not. There's something it is not. We do not receive the Holy Spirit who makes us a slave to fear. We do not. The Holy Spirit frees us from the fear of not performing to the standard of the law and thus going to hell. He frees us from that fear. As a child, you know what I was taught? After I converted to Christ, I was taught this. This is a quote that I heard over and over again. "Tommy, you've become a Christian. You better be good so you can go to heaven." The assumption being that so I wouldn't go to hell. And I wasn't always good. In fact, the harder I tried to be good, the worse I got. That's how it works. Wrong message. Wrong message. I had been freed from the fear of underperforming the law. The Spirit freed me from that. Why? Because Jesus paid the penalty for my sin at the cross and freed me from all that and sealed the deal with his Spirit in my life, freeing me from the fear of death and from the fear of hell and from the fear of not performing the law. Over, finished, done, completed. That was my reality, but that's not what I was taught. I want to make sure that people are taught the right thing. That they're taught that they've been freed from that fear by what Jesus paid for them, and that Spirit frees them from that fear. And he's come to live in their life. Second massive issue, what the Spirit gives. We receive the spirit of sonship, meaning we have become an adopted child of God. We become a child of God. We have become an adopted child in God's family through a new birth into that relationship. We are a child of God. He is our Father. In fact, we get to cry out, Abba, Father, to him. Abba was the word for daddy in the Aramaic language, where the little kids would call their dad daddy by saying Abba. That's what that meant in biblical times. God, when we have a new birth relationship with him, is our daddy. We're the little kid. He's the dad. And we cry out to him, Daddy. My dad always loved me. I always knew, no matter how old I got, no matter what stupid thing I might have done when I was young, but I always knew during the 48 years that he and I occupied the planet together, I always knew he loved me. He was my daddy, even when I was 47, 48 years old, just before he passed away. The Spirit in me seals God and my relationship with him as my eternal daddy. Don't forget that. The Holy Spirit frees us from fear, the fear of underperforming the law, which we always do. But Jesus performed it perfectly and paid the price for us and grants us his perfection. So the Spirit frees us from the fear of underperforming the law and seals us as God's child and him as our daddy. Rest in that. I'll see you tomorrow.